All right, this is Team OG here. This is Sunny speaking, and I think one of the most interesting things that we found thus far after interviewing a few people was that for me personally, I interviewed a couple of the seniors at the Stanford Senior Care Center, and there they talked about basically how they don't feel like physical exercise is like a major priority because the things that they prioritize most are really hanging out with their family members and hanging out with their grandchildren and really prioritizing their events such as like sporting activities or attending their one man said that he wanted to attend like his grandchildren's ballet recitals and stuff like that. So yeah, time was a big essence for seniors.
Hi, Meilon here. I got themes of reflection and themes of being motivated to exercise for your family. I interviewed two seniors. They were husband and wife, and the husband had Parkinson's. The wife was motivated to exercise so that she would have mobility to take care of her husband when he got older. He was motivated to stave off the neurodegenerative disorder. She also talked about how running was a great reflective time for her. I also interviewed a grandmother who was diabetic, walked every day, talked about how she loved to reflect in nature, and she wanted to be fit for her grandkids.
Hi, this is Mika. Like my other team members, I interviewed my grandparents who live in Tokyo, and one of their biggest fear of age, or I guess just being in their age range, is kind of fear of being immobile. And I was curious to know like what about being immobile scares them the most. And as grandparents who visit their grandchildren often throughout the year, they said that it would be really problematic if they're too ill or too weak to go on a plane. So I thought that was really interesting, and I think it also connects to Sunny's point about having time for family, and I thought family was just like a very common pattern or important aspect of seniors' fitness for the people we talked to.
Hi, Adrian. I talked to my dad, who's 71 years old and is still working. His main motivation for exercising is because he had quintuple bypass surgery 10 years ago in 2009. His mom lived to 101 years old, and he wants to outlive her and also be there for his family. I talked to other family members, and one of them is the matriarch, my tia Isabel, and she's taking care of not only her children, like her children's children, because her direct children are working 3 or 4 jobs. So yeah, all right. But the main motivation is being there for family. And the survey?
And we also have a survey where we just sent out to our dorms, and we asked 3 basic questions. The first one is, how old are you? Second one being, how do you feel about aging? And then the last question being, what is something you don't want to lose as you age? So we kind of approached a younger group just because like we wanted to know people's perspective on aging from, I guess, a young person's perspective.
And we were curious about like the emotional elements tied up in what you lose in terms of mobility as you age and what people tend to feel the most strongly about.
Thanks.